These are the plaintiffs, Rose Mint and Reese Westcott. Rose says her dog Goober was in her fenced-in yard when the defendant walked by with his pit bull. Suddenly, the pit bull grabbed Goober by the neck and clamped down. Goober was treated at the vet. Very lucky to survive because the puncture wound just missed his jugular vein. Now the defendant refuses to reimburse them the $1,167.25 they're owed. That's why they're suing. This is the defendant, Christopher Sambanis. He says he was walking his terrier mix on leash when the plaintiff's frenzied dog escaped their fenced-in yard through an open gate and bit his dog in the face. He was in shock. This little white fluffy dog went into kill mode right before his eyes. He thinks the plaintiffs have no case because their dog was off the leash and his was on. He's accused of causing a dog war.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiffs say the defendant's pit bull almost killed their dog Goober, but the defendant says Goober escaped the plaintiff's yard and bit the pit in the face. It's the case of what a goober.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Rose Myant?
Mint.
Mint?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And Reese Westcott?
You got it.
You are suing Christopher Sambanis?
Yes.
Oh, wow. For $1,167.25, the amount that you paid in vet bills as a result of an attack from their dog to your dog, correct? Okay, talk to me. What happened?
So I was grilling on our front porch night. My dog was outside with me. I guess he was walking by with his dog. Goober likes to go to the front of the gate and greet people. When he did that, his dog grabbed him.
Well, how did he grab him?
Well, there's no actual gate between the fences.
So it's
just
not yours.
it's two fences. There's an opening to walk through, and it's there.
So it's not fenced in.
No.
And your dog did what?
He walked up to where the gate is.
To where the sidewalk is?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then his dog grabbed onto him, pulled him into the street, got yanked out of the leash, and had him for about 5 minutes.
So your dog wasn't on a leash.
Correct.
Your dog was on a leash.
Yes.
Okay. And how do you say, were you there when it happened?
Yeah.
Okay. And so how do you realize something has happened?
I started walking up to them. When
No, how do you first realize that? You hear it or you saw that the dog was...
I saw Goober walking towards the street.
So why were you walking towards Goober?
To get him, so he didn't go out in the street or anything.
Okay, one way to make sure of that is to not allow the dog to be off leash when you don't have a fenced-in yard and a dog is walking by, right? So according to you, where does it happen?
It happened in front of their house,
Right.
on the street, at the curb.
Okay, on the, is there a sidewalk there or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so are you on the sidewalk
No.
or are you on the street?
On the street.
You're actually on the street?
On the street, yes, at the
So
curb.
did it happen beyond your gates or did it not happen beyond your non-gate? Did it happen beyond where the fence does not meet?
Goober stopped where the gate is. The dog grabbed him and pulled him out into the street.
If he's walking the dog in the street, how does the dog, and his dog's on a leash, how does Goober come all the way to a dog and then stop magically? You don't have an electric fence. And then he just skids right to that little point right there,
Well,
but doesn't go past that.
He's trained not to cross that threshold.
So according to you, what happened? His dog went on your property?
He just reached over and grabbed him, picked him up. It's a much smaller dog. And
Was he,
carried him.
was he walking him on the street or on the sidewalk?
He was walking him on the sidewalk.
And according to you, you were walking on the street.
On the street.
So what
Well, just
happened?
the first
Tell me
Okay.
what happened.
What actually happened is we were walking on the street, Alan and I, where the curb joins the street, but on the street. I have a picture. I don't know if it was provided to you.
Can I have
that-
it?
There are two notations on there. Number one is where their dog first attacked my dog. And just to clarify things, Your Honor, their dog did not walk down the walk. The dog charged off the porch, ran down their walkway, crossed the sidewalk, and attacked my dog. I separated them and attempted to cross the street where I live, and no sooner than I got them separated, their dog charged right back at him and got him in the face. And then at that point, he responded. Responded like anybody would being bit in the face.
So do you believe that the pit bull would automatically stop at the property line even if a dog is walking past? What do you say?
No, I don't believe it. It's a dog's natural instinct.
To lunge?
Of course, yeah, to lunge and protect.
What do you say? Do you think the dog stops right at the property line?
No, that dog attacked that person.
Well, a dog attacked a dog, but the question is, it could be Goober is the one that was the aggressor. Do you believe a pit bull could be trained just to stop, not to move past?
No, I think they should always be the fence.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
What kind of dog do you have?
It's
A
I think it's
Bichon mix.
Yeah.
A what?
A Bichon free mix.
And what kind of dog do you have?
He's a terrier mix.
He's a pit bull.
A pit bull?
Not
American
really.
Bulldog?
No, no, but he's within that family, certainly.
Were you
But-
there?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, we were coming back from the deli to get iced tea. As we passed in front of the house, the dog came running down.
Where were you guys?
By the street, in front of the house where they live.
He wasn't there.
Were you
wasn't
by?
there.
Do you mind?
I'm sorry.
Were you by the street? You were by the street. What does that mean? Are you on the sidewalk? Are you on the street?
Just off the sidewalk in the street.
Where number one is, Your Honor.
Yeah,
If
I know
could-
what you
okay.
say. I'm asking
Right,
the other
okay.
witness. Okay,
Right.
go on.
The dog came running off the porch, down the walk, into the street where his dog was. They got into a skirmish. The dogs were separated, and then the little dog, their dog, came back.
How big is the dog that he was walking?
Oh, he? About like that. You know.
Okay. So they got into a skirmish, and what happened during the skirmish?
The dog snarled, it got entangled. Then they were separated.
Who separated them?
He did.
Okay, and then what happened?
And then as soon as the dogs were separated and the little dog turned around, came at
Where's he while that's going on?
He's coming down the walkway.
All right, so when he comes, what happens?
There's a disturbance. Hey, shouting, get the dogs apart. They did.
Okay.
And the dogs got back into it, and that's when the biting occurred.
Okay. Your dog ended up going to the vet, and what injuries did your dog sustain?
He had a puncture wound on his neck, just right off his jugular.
Were there stitches?
They had to put drains in. I don't think they could stitch
He was
puncture
hospitalized
wounds.
for
He was
2
there
nights.
for 2 nights.
You know, what do I do with the fact that you have the dog loose in your front yard and the attack doesn't happen on your property? Even by your standards, the attack doesn't happen on your property. So, what do I do with that? I pretend it didn't happen?
Well, that wasn't the first incident of his dog.
I mean, if I can,
Yeah.
it did happen on our property. The dog literally grabbed him by the neck, pulled away from the leash, and it took me about 5 minutes before Chris there stabbed his own dog in the mouth, so it would let go of Goober. It was trying.
Did you stab
to
your dog in order to get?
No, I used my thumb to open them.
No.
What did you say? Used a knife?
Yeah, he pulled out a little Swiss Army knife with an awl on it, took the awl and stabbed it in his own dog's
That's
mouth.
preposterous. I would never do that to my dog.
Did he do that?
No.
I like to say the other gentleman wasn't there.
They both had a disgusted look when you started talking, like they don't even know why you're talking because you weren't there. They both had that. Were you there?
It was?
But you got a pit bull living across the street, and you can't figure out how to get some chicken wire. I mean, it's not your place. I get it, but for the love of God, if you're going to let your dog roam loose, why can't you put chicken wire? Don't you love your dog?
Sure, but I don't.
Are you
really-
allowed to have the dog? Does your landlord let
Yeah.
you have the dog?
Yeah.
Why the heck doesn't how can your landlord lease to you, and then I guess the landlord says you can't have the dog in the yard?
I mean, I don't think our landlord's on trial here, though, either. right?
Guess what? Your landlord can be. That's why I'm asking that your landlord's kind of foolish to not just build you the gate, because if he's letting the dog be there and the dog attacks and he knows that the dog is there and there's no gate, there's a question as to whether there's an issue.
Right.
But you are correct. Your landlord is not on trial. He is on trial. And here's what I've got. I've got him on a leash, and I've got yours not. And I've got the two dogs coming and having a brawl not on your property. What am I supposed to do with that?
I mean, his dog was never in any danger, right? The 10-pound Bichon who can't break a bone with his teeth isn't going to hurt his dog.
It doesn't matter.
Nor was it trying to.
I have been alive on the earth a very long time. I know that there are some very aggressive, yappy dogs. And then, you know, what happens when you do that to a pit bull, you better know who you're messing with, right? Like, it's just, you know, come on. Yeah.
Your Honor, I just wanted to say something. I don't want to be presumptuous here, but I did a little research, legal research. The law in New York has been settled very well for a very long time as to the term of vicious propensities, okay? If anybody has a case to make an argument for vicious propensities against a dog, it's me, okay?
Why?
Their dog is the one that has been aggressive, okay? And it's not just to me. There's a guy up the street who had a Pomeranian who's scared to walk past their house
Okay,
because
let
the
me ask
dog
you a
charges
question.
out.
Have you two had contact after this?
So when he got back and found out we call animal control, he was walking his dog on and around our property, yelling and screaming at us.
What was he saying?
Just like, you know, my dog is not vicious, and that just, from then on, it just escalated to eventually he was yelling like rape threats about my girlfriend.
What do you mean rape threats?
Saying, me love you long time, Rose, come outside, I got a big...
Did you say that?
Like, he's been
Absolutely not.
shining lights in our windows.
And furthermore, Your Honor,
Did you say that?
Absolutely not. And I've never been on their property other than when I've been invited on their property by their landlord.
Did you yell those racial things to her?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, of course I heard it. It was like multiple times he would be
You
shouting.
should tape it.
We tried. I don't have recording.
No, I
I'm
know,
not
I
going
know,
to
I
be
know.
going outside while he's
I don't want to go outside and
screaming.
confront him, you know.
No, but while he's screaming, don't go outside, but turn the recorder on.
We tried, but it just comes out. I mean, we live on a very busy intersection. There's,
But the sound will come out. I mean, you're not going to be able to see the picture, but the sound will come out.
No, like, I tried to put my phone in the window to record it and everything. I just, believe me, I tried many, many times. It's very
And in addition,
infuriating.
Your Honor...
Stop talking.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I can't, not on these facts. My verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Well, the judge certainly tried, but the plaintiffs failed to prove their case here. Obviously, I can. Oh, it's over right over here. You're upset. You're disappointed at that. Seems to me, though, you have a problem in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
What are you going to do about this?
We're planning on moving. I've heard he's planning on moving, so there's really not much we can do, apparently.
Have you ever talked to your landlord about putting a gate on the fence? Do you ever bring it up to him?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd have done that in a heartbeat. You haven't done it?
No. I mean, I've talked to him about it. Just
He won't do it?
hasn't
He won't let you do it?
No.
Really? You're so
Yeah.
lackadaisical. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. You must sign some documents outside. Here comes the defendant now, Mr. Sambani.
Hi.
Did you really do that stuff they said you did?
Do what?
Screaming all that stuff?
Absolutely not, no.
They just making it up? Sounds like you got a problem. Are you
Well-
planning on moving too?
I've already moved.
You've moved?
Yes. And you have to look at
Why
it
didn't
from
they
the
say
fact
that?
that these are people whose dog attacked mine,
Okay.
and now they're trying to sue me. And it's
Yeah, well,
unfortunate the
didn't
poor
work.
little guy got hurt, but
Didn't
the
work.
law is the law, and I presented the law to the judge, and apparently she reviewed it.
She understands it. All right. Thank you
Okay,
very, very
thank
much.
you.
Okay. Take care.
Good to see you.
Harvey?
You know, Doug, this is an absolute. Once a dog is on public property, the dog has to be on a leash. It is negligence not to have that dog on a leash, period. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.